Welcome back to We're Not Really Here. My name is Kyle Walker. I'm joined by Richard Dunne and Paul Dickov as we try to dissect Manchester City's 0-0 at half-time. Yes, we're drawing against Everton in the FA Cup. Let's jump into it. Paul, what have you made of that first half?
Look, I think what we expected, Manchester City dominating possession. And we said before the game, from Everton's point of view, try and stay in the game as long as you can and rely on set pieces, and that's how it's worked, and we've dealt with the set pieces fairly well, apart from the one at the end when Zinchenko clears it off the line. But apart from that, just been dominant, and Everton will be delighted, I think, going at half-time 0-0. But the big worry for them is how long can you keep chasing the ball for before the concentration goes and you start getting a little bit tired.
Richard, you did say it was going to be an exciting game, full of goals, maybe in the second 45 minutes. It's been slow, let's just say that.
Yeah, it's been exactly what Everton would have wanted. They've been looking to get set pieces down the wings to try and get their big men up for the crosses, and it's they've tried to make it as ugly as they possibly can. I think at one stage City got up to 86% with possession, but like I said before the game, this pitch seems narrow, so Everton are just blocking it in the middle, and there's not many opportunities for chances, and neither goalkeeper has been really massively tested so far, but the goals will come. Second half, like we've seen against Fulham recently, we'll get a load of goal in the second half and it'll be exciting.
Paul, I guess one of the positives is that Manchester City don't look frustrated in the slightest.
No, but I think that's because they're used to it. They know how teams are going to 9 times out of 10 set up against them, but Everton are making it difficult. They've got, people say 3 at the back, they've got 5 at the back, they've got the 3 midfielders in front of them, and Richarlison's dropping in there to make it a 4, and a lot of the time they're it's a 5-4-1 defending sort of 40 yards from their own goal, so they're just trying to condense the space. Like Richard said, it's quite a tight, narrow pitch, and usually when Manchester City play against a team at 5 at the back, they try and stretch the game as much as they can and use the width of the pitch. So, but look, it's nothing that we're not used to already. We just have to be a little bit patient and wait for that bit of concentration for Everton to slip a little bit.
It's a dangerous game, though, isn't it, for Everton to play that? Because we all know how quick Manchester City can break, Paul. And if they make one mistake, let's just say, well, things can change in a flash.
Yeah, it can, and the quality that we've got in the team, and don't forget the quality that's on the bench as well. If it needs to get changed up a little bit, and the one bright spot for me this half's been Phil Foden. We spoke about him before the game, always wanting to go forward, always wanting to drive forward whenever he gets the ball, and whether he's picking the ball up wide in the right or tucking in. Him and Bernardo Silva are rotating quite a little bit there, but he's the one that looks as if we're going to create anything or maybe get a goal. He's been the main man so far.
Now, I do like to check my Twitter feed during a game. Manchester City fans are very vocal, let's just say that. They were talking about one incident that happened during the first half. Phil Foden didn't go down. We can appreciate his honesty. He's done it before. But if he would have maybe took a tumble, which I guess there was contact there, he probably would have got a penalty or a free kick. We've seen it time and time again. But he is very, very honest. Maybe too honest at times, Richard.
He is, but it's nice to see. You don't want people diving, because as a defender, if you made that half a tackle in the box and the guy goes down, you'd be angry, So it's... I think the one a couple of weeks ago was a blatant penalty, and that should have been given. I think today he's probably a little bit iffy, and you don't want to see him diving. He's good enough. Dickie be straight down. He's taking the penalty as well, so he'd be down.
What would you do in that situation, Paul?
I'm straight over, mate. I'm not going to lie to you about that. But look, it's Phil. It's his youthful enthusiasm as well. He wants to keep the play going. He wants to score the goal, get his assist. So he has. Look, all joking apart, he's got to be admired for it. But I just. He's getting punished for not going down, whereas I think, all these VAR, all these officials at Stockley Park, on the pitch and on the sideline, surely something's got to be done about it, because if people are staying on their feet and for the good of the game, then surely they should be able to go back. If it's a foul, it's a foul. It shouldn't matter if they go down or not.
And we have seen at times that, especially with Phil Foden, when he does go down, when he is tackled, and you can see that he's actually gone down from it, it makes you actually believe him a little bit more. No one says he's a diver, no one will call him any names. People believe that actually, he has gone down, there has been contact.
Yeah, so it might play into his favour in the future. If he does start diving, he might take a drop and get one somewhere along the line. But like Dickie says, he's been a bright spark in the first half. He's looked like he's wanted to make things happen and has played really well.
It is 0-0, Paul, and when we're looking at this second 45 minutes, do you think that Manchester City need to do anything differently to break the deadlock?
I think it's just being patient, and you said the word. They've not got frustrated in the first half. The longer the game goes on, it will. It's the old saying that it will open up a little bit because Everton are working ever so hard without the ball. When they win it back, to be fair to them, they are trying to get themselves up the pitch, which is getting a lot of energy. As soon as it's breaking down, they're getting back into a good shape. But something will give sooner or later. In the amount of energy that they're getting, trying to win the ball back and trying to get back into their own shape, little holes will start opening in defence. And if needed, there's Aguero, there's KDB, there's Mahrez, there's Cancelo, there's plenty in the bench to come on.
There is. Richard, how tiring do you think it must be for Everton when Manchester City are in possession and you're just chasing them constantly?
Yeah, it's very difficult. And when you watch these matches, and it doesn't matter what match you watch of Man City, it's always the same game. So City play this every week, twice a week. Everton have it twice or three times a season, and they think they're doing well. And as soon as they switch off because they think they've done well, like we've seen against Fulham, City could score 2 or 3 goals in short periods. And because they play it so often against this back 8 or back 9 or whatever it is that teams come up against, they have the patience and they have the belief that eventually they will get one chance or they may get another chance and they'll get the goals eventually. So I don't think you'll see any panic from City, and like you said, they'll wait for that little lapse in concentration from Everton and that bit of tiredness seeking in towards the end.
That's a big thing. It's when you're chasing around after teams, and physically you suffer, but the first thing that goes is mentally is your concentration levels. And Manchester City know that. You can tell that it's something that they practice time and time again. Is Dunne said there, they get it in every single game. So they're in control, and they'll stay in control and just wait for that minute.
So we're talking about Goodison Park. You mentioned before that you can hear the rival managers giving team talks, let's say, at half-time. What do you think Pep would be saying to this team right now?
I don't think he'll be overly concerned. I think obviously Everton's main issue or threat is set pieces, so he'll be trying to advise them to not give away free kicks, not to make any silly challenges, make sure we keep 11 players on the field. But in terms of what they're doing with the ball, continue moving it quickly and trying to create those gaps that will eventually appear as they tire.
Now, if it does stay like this, it will go to extra time penalties as well. Some excitement for a Saturday night, right, Paul?
Absolutely. I hope it doesn't get to that.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but look, it's cup quarter final. It's all about winning. It doesn't matter how you win the game. It's all about getting through to the semi-final and progressing. So if it needs to be done through extra time and penalties, so be it.
Considering how busy the schedule is, considering how many games there are, yes, we are going into an international break, but I'm guessing a lot of these players will want to get this done and dusted as soon as possible. They don't want extra playing time and penalties, do they?
No, they don't, and I think that'll go for both sets of players as well. They want to try and get the game, get the tie finished within the 90 minutes, but at the same time, look, it doesn't, I think, at the end of the season, it doesn't matter. If you end up going on to win the trophy, it doesn't matter. Nobody will talk about it as extra time and penalties. It's all about getting through.
Now, looking at the subs, we can see Edison, Stones, Aguero, Rodrigo, Kevin De Bruyne, Torres, Mendy, Mahrez, Cancelo. I mean, when we're looking at that team right there that's just on the bench, they are all game changers. If we are in need, we can bring one of those on, Richard.
Yeah, and you can take a lucky dip and take any of them because they're all good. They can all change the game. And I think probably at the moment when you're looking at it, you would say Mahrez is the one who can really change it. He had a great game here a couple of weeks ago and will be full of confidence. And I think he adds that little bit different where he can cut inside and shoot, and maybe he's the one that might make the difference. But
there are still players that are on the pitch. We don't know if there's going to be any changes at half-time, but when you're looking at Raheem Sterling, Ilkay Gundogan, we know how he's been able to find goals in recent weeks as well. Gabriel Jesus, it goes without saying, Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden. Feels like we have got enough to break this Everton team down.
Yeah, there's more than enough, and we keep saying it. They'll just be patient. They won't change how they've started the game or how they've continued during the game. They'll just probably, if anything, Pep will want a little bit more creativity in the final third and maybe a few more chances. Because the Everton keeper's not really been tested as yet, and he's fairly inexperienced. And usually when you come up against an inexperienced goalkeeper as a striker, you want to test him as early as you can. So maybe that's the only little thing that he's not been tested yet.
Right, you guys at home, you're being tested as well with our mystery blue. Make sure you tweet in, make sure you use the hashtag WNRH. Let's see if you can guess who this is. Right, you can tweet your guess using the hashtag WNRH. Who do you think this is right here? We've had some people get in touch with us, all right? So we've got Thomas Halpin, all right? He's used the hashtag WNRH. Mystery Blue is Yaya. And he's put Irish Blues, must be watching all the way in Ireland. And then we've had Clara, she said at Man City, I think the mystery blue is David Samay, hashtag WNRH. And then we've got Mycon is the mystery blue as well from Theo, okay? I wonder if Clara and Theo are related. They've got both the same surname. Let us know. Use the hashtag if you are. If you can guess who it is, well, you can use the hashtag as well, WNRH. We will be revealing it at full time when we come back here to We're Not Really Here. We also asked you guys to get in touch with us as well with our social question. I asked the question, out of the 4 competitions that Manchester City are still in, the Champions League, the League Cup, obviously we're in the final, the FA Cup and the Premier League, which one will be the biggest hurdle to stopping us get the quadruple this season? We had a few people get in touch with us as well. Michael at Horwich Bloke 19, he says obviously the Champions League, obviously he says. Chris Pearson says Champions League is our biggest hurdle this season, and Carl has tweeted us to say I think that the Champions League will be our biggest obstacle because we've never won it before, hashtag WNRH. You can get in touch, you can let us know your thoughts on that social question right there. Let us know who you think, or what competition, you think will be the biggest hurdle for Manchester City this season. WNRH, we want to hear from you. Right, predictions. You said 3-2, you said 3-1. I said 2-1. Currently 0-0, so I'm closest. Do you guys want to change yours, Richard? Exciting 45 coming up?
Or it could be 3-2 on penalties.
Okay, all right, I'll let you off with that one, yeah?
Hopefully there's a goal. I think there's enough in that City side and the sub-bench, like you said. There's enough there to see a goal. And I think defensively they've looked solid against those set pieces, so I still fancy City to go and win. Okay,
and Paul, you're going to change yours 3-1? Can you see plenty of goals?
You can't change your mind. No, okay. I'm going to go, I'll stick with 3-1.
Right, I'm going to stick with 2-1 then. I wasn't going to change my mind. I promise I wasn't. All right, there's a big 45 minutes coming up. Manchester City are away to Everton in the FA Cup quarter-finals. Can Manchester City make it through to that semi-final? We'll find out. There's a massive 45 minutes coming up. We will be back after that to dissect the full game, so make sure you join us here on We're Not Really Here. Let us know your thoughts. Use the hashtag WNRH, and we'll see you at full time.